What's up, everyone? Daddy Robux here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of the Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Um, Gizmo Storm is the DM for this particular game, so I'm gonna hand it over to him and let him catch everybody up to speed. All right, Giz, take it away.
Alright. In Baldur's Gate, after getting hired on as guards for various merchants and wagons, you guys are benefited from a long rest, and it looks like the wagon and the convoy is ready to head out. The caravan will be heading to Waterdeep, which is 750 miles. That should be a safe travel all the way there.
I love you, Daddy Warbucks.
Dark
Almost
Mage
2
20.
years.
Yeah, I know, right? I think you might have the most the longest subscriber
Alright, I
time
figure
of
it's
anyone
going to
else.
take you guys roughly 60 days or so to get from Baldur's Gate along the Tradeway all the way up to Waterdeep.
So where are we at now? Are we like in the tavern, or are we? I mean, what's everyone doing?
Well,
Say
I'll go
Roland,
into the common room for breakfast.
Roland's finishing up a spell on his one of his short swords.
Crow will get up especially early to do a sequence of exercises and stretches he doesn't know how much he'd be able to get away with over the course of the journey while maintaining his appearance as a simple god. So he wants to kind of work on it now, just to get that last bit of stretching in.
Finrond is ever dutifully combing his long locks of luxurious blonde hair.
What are you doing, Lou?
Lou's just kind of sitting around, just not really, just kind of minding his own. Not really anything notable.
Are you getting breakfast?
Not yet.
Well, if he's just sitting there, Rano's gonna talk him up, trying making suggestions about all the fun games that we can play to keep ourselves occupied during the long journey. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Really.
Yes, of course. I mean, that is how we always occupied ourselves during long journeys. We would play things like Spot the Fauna. We would arrange pictures of different animals in these grids that are like 3 by 3. And if you manage to spot all of them into a row, then you would win. Here, do you want me to show you? And I started drawing like on the dirt on the floor.
It's fine for right now. I'm still a little tired.
Well,
Save it for the road.
yes, we should probably get going, shouldn't we? What time were they going to disembark?
Basically, as soon as the sun came up over the horizon, even in the slightest.
I think we may be late.
Yeah, we should probably head out.
Yes, quickly, I don't want to miss the beer cart.
Crow will attempt to make use of his extra speed by trying to just pick up an extra bundle of arrows on the way, if you can. I'm assuming that, what with it being the morning of leaving, there'll be at least some provision shops open for any last minute requirements before the caravans head out.
Yes, there is. Go ahead and add the arrows and subtract their cost.
Okay.
As you guys approach the caravan, you notice some of the drivers and people in charge of the different wagons are looking around nervously like they can't find their guard. Their guards are missing. That's you guys.
I'm looking for the rundown one at that looks like it's heading towards the end of the train.
I'm.
Boy, what cart was ours? I can't recall.
It was the wagon with the purple peacock that had miscellaneous fruits on it.
Ah, okay. I, for the life of me, couldn't remember. Do you see it?
Do I see it?
Roll a perception check. If you roll a 1, you cannot see the 2 wagons with the bright purple canopy with the peacock on it.
Ooh, that was close.
What's up,
You're
Steve?
just barely able to make it out. But yes, you can see the 2 carts you guys are assigned to.
It's over there, Rano.
So I'm gonna grab him, like back of his neck and by his belt. I'm gonna pick him up, and I'm gonna start running in the direction of the cart, like holding him, like almost like luggage. Just
Put me down.
we're gonna make it. I promise.
Where?
As you get closer, Rano, you notice that there is 2 carts, not just one. There's 2 carts, and there's 2 of you. Basically, the owner was planning on each of you taking 1 cart.
Oh no!
What do the carts seem to be carrying?
Are you asking me, Lou?
No, I'm asking the. Yeah.
As you approach the 1 cart, it smells really strong of like perfumes and other like essential oils. And the other one, as you approach it, you can get a really strong scent of like different woods, like maple and stuff like that.
Oh, Rano, get in one of the carts. Hurry.
Shouldn't we talk to whoever is here? Hello, cart puller. What do you humans call the man who drives the cart?
The teamster.
The driver.
Ah, driver. You know, regardless of the many years I have spent traveling with you,
We need to hurry.
your
Just
language
find
is...
him.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I get lost in thought sometimes.
I'm gonna check the other cart while he checks the one for him.
Say Roland's going to go find the fanciest cart that's there to link up with his employer.
Crow's going to find his, and he's going to try and like sneak around somewhere so that he can act like he was just tying something off and he wasn't really noticed.
Alright, Roland, as you approach your car, you see the human male is very upset looking and impatient. And he wants to know where you've been and why you haven't been here earlier.
Sharpening my blades to ensure that I can protect you better.
Well, those blades better be sharp then. Because if I get hurt, your pay gets docked.
Very well.
Meanwhile, Finrond runs up to the wagon loaded with all the casks of beer and sits on the end, saying, "Ready to go whenever you are, Generalissimo."
He looks over at you and says, "Well, I'm glad you're here. There's money to be made."
time now?
Ready for the making. And he just sort of strums his lute and otherwise busies himself.
And Osip is looking for what needs to be done around the most rundown wagon. Does anything look like it needs to be done around the most rundown wagon?
As you approach your wagon, you notice that the human male has everything loaded and it is tied down. Despite the run-down appearance, you notice that the wagon's actually pretty well kept, and most of the damage is cosmetic. And as secure as he's got the canopy on the wagon, you know he's hauling something extremely important in there.
I nod approvingly.
Well, you're late. Of course he's not happy with that.
Uh-oh.
So I look at him expectantly. Are we going?
And one of the wagons in the front starts moving once he's all set, and the others start to follow suit. So you guys begin the long trek from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep.
Hooray.
Ah, the first 10 minutes are always the best before the aches start setting in.
Amongst the other groups of people that are going along with the caravan, they're not tied to any specific wagon. You guys can tell which wagons belong to the cult based on the guards that are driving it, and because you guys have to remember that your main purpose is the cult.
Wait.
Approximately how far away are we from, like, spaced out with one another, as well as the cult cart?
From what you can tell, there's 3 or 4 carts that belong to the cult. There's a couple near the front, and the other 2 are scattered, but they're within eyesight of each other.
Germaine.
I mean, they're not like spaced super far out. But you notice that the 2 that are
Talking
farther
about
back
closer.
are trying to pass the other wagon so they can all be together. The first few days of your guys' trip are uneventful. It does start to rain. So, I mean, that's a little uncomfortable, but nothing that you guys can't handle. But after 2 days and nights of rain, when you guys wake up in the morning, you can hear a weird whistling sound. And when you guys look out, you can see that there is fungus pretty much everywhere. It grew up out of overnight. I mean, you can't miss it. Every time somebody steps on one, a little puff of black spores and a moan of pain emit from it.
I'm going to run away
Nature
from...
check.
What?
I need a nature checks to identify them.
That's not what I was doing. Or are you saying you want us all to roll checks?
Yes, please.
Just a
East of
mushroom.
+5 in nature.
Wow.
Oh, do we all have to make it?
Yes, everyone has to roll a nature check. The wagons you were with do not want to proceed. That was whispered, but 22 is a nice roll.
Oh my god, I know what these are. A friend of mine at an old roadshow convinced me to try one.
Mhm.
Do not
None.
do it.
Don't
You
do
will
what?
regret it instantly.
Wait, can we even talk to each other? How far apart are we?
If somebody really wanted to and they were really good at acrobatics, you could jump from one horse to the wagon in front of you. I wouldn't recommend it,
Couldn't
but you
just-
could.
The
Couldn't we
wagons are
just-
But
probably
you
going
guys are
well enough. We just
you guys are
walk.
close enough together that you guys can talk. You can see each other. You can see the front of the convoy. You can see the back of the convoy. And based on the fungus that just appeared out of nowhere, as the rain is falling, you can see that you can almost see them getting bigger. I mean, when you first saw them, they were the size of a champagne cork. After maybe an hour, they're now 6 inches tall.
So what do I know about them?
You know that they do release a toxic spore, but it's not lethal. Angry Crow and Roland, on the other hand, you guys believe that they are poisonous and deadly. Rano and Lou have no clue what these are. You have not seen them before.
Lou! Hey, Lou!
So are they on the ground around them, or are they actually on the wagons, or where are these?
Why is
Just on the ground.
They're on the road, on the ground, the rocks. You look to your left, you see nothing but these fungus. You look to your right, you see nothing but the fungus. Forward, blocking the road, is, guess what? The fungus.
Don't understand.
It's pretty much growing up everywhere, and it's slowly like expanding, taking over more area, basically choking off the road.
So I tie a scarf over my lower face, over my nose and mouth and all that, and I'm looking up further up the caravan. It's like, okay, guys, just burn the stuff out. What are you doing?
Don't
What do I
understand
see
what the-
them doing up front?
Every time one of them gets busted or hit, it lets out, the fungus itself lets out a little cry of pain. And little moans and groans of like pain and torture. So the horses, they do not want to go forward. Some of them are becoming restless to the point of it's hard to control the wagons.
Lou?
What?
Lou!
What?
What do you think they taste like?
I don't know. It's a stupid plant.
Yes, but you know, in the forest where I originally came from, our tribe would use the fungus and to flavor soups and other spices. It was quite tasty.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people do that.
And not on any one single occasion did one of those mushrooms make you think you were watching a polar bear riding a zebra, gallantly galloping over the horizon.
What is a zebra? This is a word that I do not know. Is it from the common tongue?
Yeah.
If you eat these mushrooms, you're going to see a lot of things you don't have words for. Just let me put it that way.
Rano, eat one. It'll be good.
Wait,
I highly
they-
advise against it.
Rano is very confused. On one hand, the face says not to eat it, but then the boy says that I should. Wait a minute. Why would I take advice from the boy?
Rano. The mushrooms would be fine. A lot of people use them in
And as Asafil walks past them towards the front of the line, she points to the scarf over her face and says, "You guys might want to protect your breathing." And she continues forward.
Protected from what? They are but mushrooms. Here,
They are just-
and I'm gonna pull out my mace and walk to the front of the caravan by Isfa and just kind of start like swinging it down low and like batting away some of the mushrooms in the road.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking to use a torch rather than that, but whatever.
A torch?
Oh, you needn't burden yourself with lighting a fire. And Finron just points his fingers at the mushrooms and lets out a fireball.
Okay, let's take this one step at a time. So we got a lot of actions going on at once. Rano, since you are swinging at them and knocking them away, I need a Constitution saving throw, please. Okay, yeah, that's obviously a pass. All right, as you are hitting them, though, you do hear like little tiny cries and death groans, but nothing like major.
But so we can definitely tell these are sentient?
You don't know if they're sentient or if it's just them releasing the black spores every time you hit them.
Can I investigate it further? No?
With a nature check of 2, you have no idea what they are. But you know that so far you don't feel anything from swatting at them.
I'll keep doing it then. No
So
consequences.
what do I know about? So what do I know about clearing them?
Alright. Finrond and Isafa. You know that they do release a tiny spore that can cause some issues later, but it's not like lethal or anything like that. It'll give them like bad dreams, nightmares maybe. It'll cause them to hear more of the cries and of pain and death groans as they get cleared away. But nothing lethal, and so far, as far as you can tell, nothing long lasting.
That's good news.
So would fire clear them away?
A small 5x5 patch.
Well, so I'll take a couple of torches and I'll work on clearing the way in front of the first two. And Roland, were you going to do a firebolt thing?
Finron threw a. Finron, you are still whispering. Your
I fixed
rolls,
it.
they're not visible.
I have no idea why it's doing that.
There's a toggle at the top of your sheet. I already set it to public.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I didn't realize I clicked that.
It could have been me accidentally doing it when I was looking over sheets earlier today. But the firebolt you cast cleared a small patch of area. As it hit, you could hear, everyone can hear like a whistling and like cries as they're getting hit. And they emit the puff of black spores every time one of them does get hit. But they are being cleared out. Slowly.
And I guess we just continue like this, right? Hacking and swatting and burning them with fire.
I will not do that, however. It is wet and it's raining, and I'm going back inside the caravan.
Huh.
And once enough people have gotten the idea and are working on clearing it, I'm going to head back to the back of the train where I belong.
You notice that nobody else was moving because most of them are afraid of it, or they're They're afraid that it's lethal and poisonous, just like Roland and Crow do.
So as I see people like that, I'll say, just cover your face and nose, cover your face, and you'll be fine.
And Asifa, I need you to make a con save. You swatted at them with the torch.
And it didn't protect my breathing, the mask, the scarf
No.
over my face? Okay.
It still emitted the black spores, but
I mean,
you
you're
hear
assuming it's an
the same
inhaled
whining
poison.
cry and the death groans, but nothing major out. So how many people are actually working on clearing the spores off the road?
Roland's not taking a chance since he believes that they could be deadly.
Yep, Crow has already said that he wets a scarf, puts it round over his nose and mouth, and encourages the people on his caravan to do the same. Points out that they could be poisonous and dangerous, so let's let people with more knowledge of nature figure out how to get rid of them.
And Finrond will just keep letting loose with firebolts to burn them away.
Zeus just chill inside his caravan. Ain't messing with that.
So if nobody else came up from the caravan, not our party, but other people of the caravan came up, if they didn't come up to help, I'll stay up there and keep working on clearing to get us slowly through it. How long of a distance does it look like they go?
He said as
Far as you can tell, it hits the horizon.
Pay attention.
The rest of the people in the caravan are like trying to calm the horses down because they're all spooked. The sound of the whistling coming across the fungus is like massively spooking the horses.
Well, so rather than continuing that, I kind of look around for, and I ask around, so who's been on this route numerous times?
And you do not get a reply because most of the other merchants are busy trying to calm down their horses. The three of you that went up there are on your own, basically.
I'm gonna stop knocking away at the fungus because it's pretty futile. Just collect all the party members. Guys. We're not moving. Everybody's afraid of these things. Like, I tried to show that they don't do anything, but we have to, we can't just sit here.
Yeah, and they're not following behind us. You're not even coming up for the ground, cover the ground we're gaining either.
Some of the wagons are slowly moving up as you guys clear space, but they're still keeping their distance from the fungus because the closer they get, the more agitated the horses get.
Okay. Rano has a plan. Me and Isifa will help calm the horses so that they can start moving again. And you, pointing to Lou, and the face, go and talk to the people. Try and get them to relax. Let them know that there's nothing to be afraid of the mushrooms. And then you two, pointing to Roland and Crow, you could start trying to clear a path again until we get things rolling.
But those black spores can be dangerous.
But they're
I
not.
don't fancy inhaling
I've been
poison.
messing with them like for most of the morning. I mean, look. I'm gonna hold up my hands that are probably spattered and like whatever comes out of a fist-sized mushroom when you pound it with a mace. But yeah, I would assume I'm like covered in it. Look, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong here. We just need to get moving before something wrong is here.
Krill will take a deep breath and say, fine. I'm going to trust you with this, but if anything happens, it's going to fall to you to make it right.
Ha! It always falls to me anyway. Only responsible when you're stupid humans. Come on, Isifa.
I
Right.
follow.
Crow will sort of nod to his employer to say that he's going, and he'll move forward and start trying to clear a path. He makes sure that the mask on his face is wet to try and trap any poisonous fumes that might try and get through, and he'll go ahead and start trying to clear a path.
And
Roll,
after your first swing, I will need a con save.
We're getting worse as these go on.
Okay, Roland, you were saying just before I asked her to save?
Roland is mentioning to his employer, is like, well, I guess I'm testing these sharp blades out on these weeds ahead. And he heads up there to work with Crow to start slashing away.
And I'll need a con save from you as well.
Hey, we're going back up.
Yay! And Asfa also wants to keep an eye out. Is this, this wouldn't have been such a considered a safe route if this happened all the time. So she's also trying to look for ambush as she can when she's not distracted with trying to calm horses.
Yeah, Isifa. I'm assuming you know how to do this. Yes? Do they have horses in the clan you came from?
A few? I don't really know. And I'll just sort of go up to. Actually, I'll look to their actual their normal handlers and say, "How can I help you?"
Look. I can assist. This is what you do. You grab them, like here, behind their ears, and you just pet them gently. And then you take your other hand and you pet their nose. And you have to use a soothing voice, like this. I'm gonna pet him and go, there! Nice horsey! Did I do a good job?
Asif will try singing a lullaby instead. Okay, so we're calming horses.
And the horses are calming down, but they still refuse to travel through the fungus.
Even where it's clearing?
They will travel where it's clear, but where the fungus is still on the road, they will not go. They stop a good 5 to 10 feet short.
Yep, so we're moving slowly, but we're moving. And looking out towards the sides of the roads, any signs of ambush?
All you see are the fungus.
Third time. What about
We're
the
lost.
phase 1 and 2? Are they making any progress calming the people?
For the most part, the people have calmed down, but when the horses refuse to go, there's nothing they can do if the horses won't go.
No, that's fine. We're moving along, and if the fungus is starting to encroach towards the wagons, we clear it, clear it back a little bit so that we can keep moving the horses very slowly. I'd keep trying to get any of the other handlers or guards or anything, and as I come up to each of them, it's like, here, do this and get your cart moving. I shouldn't be doing your job for you.
I'm just gonna cross my arms and nod approvingly.
And I don't treat the cultist wagon any differently. I chivvy them along as much as I do anybody else.
All right, Crow and Roland. Since you guys are up there clearing with con saves of 8 and 9, you guys are overcome with feelings of grief and remorse. After about 5 minutes, Roland, you cannot go any farther. It's too much. The screams are too much for you to actually continue clearing them anymore. After about 10 minutes, Crow, you have the exact same feeling. You just can't do it. You guys also picked up a new flaw on your character sheets.
Isufa, we've stopped.
So Roland's going to be going back. Is just I can't take it anymore. The screams they're just too much, and he just heads straight back towards his employer.
Crow will do the same. Somebody else needs to take over. We can't do all of it.
Wait.
I'm done.
Where are
Well,
they
that's what
going?
it looks like.
Go on.
Hey, guys? What?
As those two are returning to their carts, you can see the look on their face, just the grief and like the
damn it.
pain that it looks like they're
Oh.
feeling as they return to their carts, and they stop clearing a path. Therefore, the convoy stops here.
So,
Hey, what's wrong?
The screams they're just too much.
It's like you've never had a mushrooms on your salad before. Come
After
on,
this, I'll
man.
never eat mushrooms again.
what is wrong with you? Those are not creatures. They're but things that grow from the ground. What
The
could you
screams bring
possibly
back
be
too many
saying?
painful memories.
What I just put in chat, the hearing thousands of tiny cries of pain and death groans is what Roland and Crow were hearing as they were trying to clear the path.
Yeah, we know.
So,
Go
go
on.
ahead.
Go on.
Safa?
Okay, well, we need somebody clearing, so I'll head up and work on clearing again to get the caravan moving slowly again.
As we move slowly, I am going to grab my stave and start beginning the ritual for detect poison and disease. Because I recognize that they're acting very strangely, but upon examination before, I didn't think that the mushrooms were harmful.
You can detect a very faint aura of poison coming off of the mushrooms, and you can see that it's also coming off of Roland and Crow. Not real strong. I mean, like a very faint, you can barely see it type aura.
Okay. So it says I can also identify the kind of poison, the poisonous creature, or the disease in this case. So what is this poison?
You had to ask the one question that the module doesn't say. Just that it's a mildly toxic spore, and basically Crow and Roland can hear these tiny screams of pain and death groans every time one of these things is hit or crushed or cleared out of the way.
So is it the poison that's actually affecting them, or is it just their conscience because of the very sad sounds?
It's kind of a combination of the two.
All right.
You can tell that what they're feeling is because even with the mask on that was wetted to stop the spores, he still inhaled some of the mildly toxic spores, and that's what's causing what he's hearing, basically the breakdown that he's having.
Ah, I see. Well, unfortunately, I don't think I have the necessary spells available to remove this ailment from you. But, good news. With some rest, you should be fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna go assist Isafa with trying to get this caravan moving. Then maybe we can get out from these accursed spores. I'm gonna try to find Lou and Finron too.
Lou, Finron, what are you guys doing?
I'm just going to shrug my shoulders and keep on clearing away the mushrooms. We need this caravan to move forward.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Come on, Lou. You should help as well.
Finron, are you still casting the firebolt to do it, or are you actually clearing them?
I'm still using firebolts, yes.
I don't think I can. Do the mushrooms count as creatures? I assume not.
You had a nature check of 1. All you can tell is they are a plant.
He's asking if he can target it with Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast states creature.
Then no. I'm not going to help. Again, it is very wet and rainy out, and I don't want to ruin my outfit.
What?
You guys have this. They're just mushrooms. I mean, there's not a problem.
No, we're moving too slowly. You don't think that it's dangerous to be near all of this?
No.
Well, let me ask you a question then, boy. Why do you think they hired guards for this caravan?
Bandits, animals.
Yes, there are hazards along the road. Now, if we are moving very slowly along that road, do you believe that puts us at greater risk for these bandits and animals and other creatures that you were just about to name? So, and I'm going to kind of grab them and start walking towards the front again. You must assist us clear the way.
And as you guys get, since I didn't hear him contest that, I take it you got drug along. As you get to where Asifa is, I need Lou to roll a con save, please.
You're welcome. I love you.
2 nat ones in a row. Woo!
Yep, that's about par for the course for you.
All right. After about 8 minutes of clearing, Lou, you start to hear these same thousands of tiny cries of pain and death groans. It is getting to the point where you cannot take it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
And they say elves have weak constitutions.
Huh. I agree with you, Face. The only thing worse would be those humans. Right? Am I right? No? Okay, Emma's
And
just
depends.
keep producing flame and throwing them. So I'm guessing Isfa's like in the front going all like lawnmower with her scimitar, and the me and Finrond are like standing behind her just chucking fire everywhere.
Yep. And Isafa, I will need another con save from you. And I need one from Wano from when he brought Lou up there.
I don't want to do this anymore.
With the three of you working on it, after about a total of 2 hours roughly, you guys do manage to clear the path all the way through, that the caravan can now pass the black spores, or the fungus on the road.
Well,
And as I head back to my own wagon, I scowl at all the people who were not helping. Not our guys who are sad, that's okay. But all the others who didn't come up and even try to help.
our guys who were sad. We did it.
And since you are still concentrating on
You
detect
stop playing.
poison, the same aura you saw around Roland and Crow, you now also see around Lou. And it's a little bit stronger around him than it was the other two.
Okie doke. Yeah, that'll be fine. Not worried about it. So then what happens?
Alright, then you guys continue on. Find a place for the caravan to set for the night. Sometime in the middle of the night, Lou, you have terrible nightmares. And you wake up hearing those same screams from the spores. The death groans. It's basically enough to keep you from being able to go to sleep.
So do I get like a level of exhaustion, or
Yeah, I was looking for the exhaustion token.
it's
There is
disadvantage on all ability checks?
I think I usually use this one.
Alright, that works. Well, you guys have been traveling for about 4 days now. The fungus was on your fourth day of travel. And the road looks pretty well clear. But as you come around the corner, well, let me check your passes real quick. Angry Crow. You can all see the head lying in the middle of the road. Crow, you're the only one that can realize it's actually attached to a person that's still alive. It's about 100 yards off.
All right. Crow will sort of post up and give a very sharp whistle to get everybody's attention, and then call for the wagons to stop and begin moving forward to investigate. The whistle will be loud enough for everybody to hear, and he'll be standing on the very top of his wagon, so anybody looking out will see him getting people's attention and calling for them to stop. And they'll see him jump down and say, "There's something in the road. I'm just going to go check it out."
And I get our driver to stop. I glance over his way, but then I pay closer attention to the other ways, looking for ambush.
I will walk to the front to see what all the commotion's about. What is happening, Isafa?
I don't know. Crow's on it. I'm looking for any sort of other ambush.
An ambush.
Basically, the only thing you can see is the head on the road and basically open fields all the way to a forest off in the distance. You don't see any people, no places for an ambush, just the head lying in the middle of the road.
I'm gonna go meet up with Crow.
I'll get up on top of my wagon.
I will also get on top
To
of her wagon.
To which the person with Asafa basically yells at you guys to get down and says you guys will end up breaking it or damaging the goods he's hauling if you keep climbing on top of the wagon like that.
Standing on top of the wagon with Isafa, I'm gonna ask her, do we care if we break his wagon?
I care if we break his wagon. What are you doing with a wagon so fragile we can't get up so we can get a higher level of viewpoint?
Yeah, still standing on the top of the wagon. I'm gonna like drop to my hands and knees and lean over the edge and like peek inside at the person. But I thought you wanted to be safe. We're trying to get a good vantage point.
Did you just peek inside of his wagon?
Sure. I don't know. Where's he at? I thought he was inside.
No, he's in the driver's seat.
Oh, well then, yeah, still leaning over, so I'm at like eye level with him.
Okay, so you're looking at him and not in the wagon itself. Okay.
No, but now I'm curious.
Well, he's got it pretty secure, so you would actually have to physically untie it to look in there.
Yeah. So.
But what are you guys going to do about the head that you see in the road ahead? And Crow, you can tell it is a person buried up to their neck.
Put this away. I keep playing with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, Crow's going to approach and get a look at the person. Who are they?
As soon as you get within 10 yards, you can tell that he is out. He's unconscious, but he's still alive. And in bright letters across his forehead is painted the word Oathbreaker.
Crow will consider it for a moment, and then he'll just kind of lie down on the floor in front of him, like his face up to his, and just start poking him. And if that doesn't wake him up, he'll give him a sharp flick on the, the underside of his nose.
No response.
A flick to that part of the nose, like if he's not dead, he should wake up.
He's been buried, and after exposure and dehydration, he doesn't even respond. That, and you gotta remember, his arms are pinned at his side because he's buried all the way up to his neck.
Crow starts slapping him in the face. Hey, wake up!
Didn't somebody walk up with Crow?
I did.
And what are you doing, Lou, while Crow's sitting here beating on the unconscious guy in the...
I'm just gonna get some water, and I'm gonna dump it on the guy to see if he wakes up.
You see a slight stir in him when you dump the water, but not enough to get any other response from him. It looked more like an involuntary response to a very dry body getting water.
Oh, well, I'm gonna pull out a water skin and give him, like, make him drink water.
Yeah, hold it up to his lips.
Yeah.
And just very slowly, so that, you know, we're not trying to drown the guy.
Alright. Well, pouring the water down his throat, let's call that a medicine check. Can you roll, please?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Lou drowns him.
But Crow stops it in time, so he doesn't drown. The guy does come to.
Crow has a big smile on his face as the guy wakes up. Says, "Hello there. Nice day, isn't it?"
No. 3 in a... Jeez.
He groans a little bit. He struggles to move, but he is pinned in place and can't move.
Oh! Shit.
So, what brings you out here on this wonderful summer's day? I'm assuming it's summer.
Some of the other wagons are starting to go around him, but it looks like they plan on continuing their journey. The guy in the hole, while all the wagons are driving around you guys, he identifies
Yes.
himself as Carlon Amawful. Go ahead, Rano.
Since the wagons are going around him, and me and Isif are at the front, as we're passing... What?
We're at the back.
Why are we at the back now? I thought we were at the front. My wagon was at the back.
Asifa's wagon's in the back. Yours is near the middle.
Okay.
Closer to the front.
I thought we went to the front while we looked for... Doesn't matter. I'm going to go to the front. And I'm going to look at them and kind of gesture to all the wagons that are starting to leave. We gotta go. What are we doing with this thing? And I point to the head in the ground.
So, Crow's still waiting for a response from this guy. He asked him who is he and what brings him out here on this lovely summer's day, and he hasn't responded.
Oh, he's starting to, but then Rano was telling everybody to run him over and stuff like that. He looks at you and says that his name is Carlon Amawful.
That's bullshit. I don't do that.
Basically, he was promised to marry a woman, but then he broke off the engagement when he discovered that her father and brothers were all bandits, and he was expected to join them.
That seems an
I can't
unlikely
stop.
tale. Crow's going to roll an insight check on that.
You can tell that his story isn't quite right, but you can't quite determine what is actually the truth.
Okay, Krill will say, well, that's a shame. Anyway, here, hope you have a nice day. I'll give him another sip of water, and then he'll stand up and say, let's go.
He looks up at you and says, I can't go. I'm stuck. I need someone to dig me up.
Krill wasn't talking to him. Krill was talking to Lou and Rana.
Rana's on the wagon driving past, but he replies anyways. He answers what you said of let's go.
Yeah, but he's clearly not talking to him. He feeds him some water. He stands up, looks at Lou and Rana and say, okay, let's go then. And begins walking away from the head buried in the ground.
So we're leaving the head.
Yeah, he doesn't want to tell us. He doesn't want to tell us who he really is. So, or what really happened. So, you know.
Do we not have any lawful party members?
Aren't you the lost one?
I'm lawful neutral. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, and this guy's a human. I've got no love for him.
I'm chaotic good.
Crow's chaotic good, but
Me too.
Crow knows this guy's lying. He figures that this guy is basically just a bandit that tried to steal from his crew, and that's why he's buried up to his neck.
Well,
I'm gonna get roll low to the head. Listen, my friend here doesn't buy your story, so you got two options. You tell us what happens, or you don't, and we leave you here.
He looks you up and down and says that that's what his story is. He was supposed to marry a woman, but he broke off the engagement, and his bandit father and brothers didn't like that, so they buried me out here.
Crow just shouts back, "Good luck with the ants!" as he climbs back aboard his wagon and begins moving off.
I'm too tired for that. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave.
So why did you break off the engagement again?
I found out that her father and brothers are all bandits, and they were expecting me to join them, and I wasn't going to join them.
Oh, one more thing. Why you got Oathbreaker written in red on your head?
Because I called off the engagement.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
guys, let's go. If you're not gonna help the thing, then leave it alone.
I think I grab a shovel or something and well, hold on, let me make it's an insight check, right?
What are you trying to
As far
determine?
as you can tell, Finrod, his story is completely true.
But well, I trust my party member's assessment that he wasn't really telling the truth.
Then why?
So yeah, I think I'm just going to go along with the rest of the party. I don't think he's really telling the truth either.
All right.
Alright, the party travels on, leaving Carlon to his fate, buried up to his neck in the road.
We're such a heroic party.
I've never claimed to be a hero.
Crow is not currently playing the hero.
Wait a minute, you've called yourself the hero of this story non-stop since
He's
we
in disguise.
Yeah, but he's not playing the hero. That's why he's being normal.
It's a really great way to keep our cover.
Not constantly yelling things.
What? Yelling things is Rano's default. I don't know what you're talking about. So, are we making camp, or does the caravan continue, or what's happening now?
The caravan is continuing on, and you guys can see Carlon's head in the distance as you guys go around another corner, leaving him buried.
Yeah.
So being at the back and sort of keeping an eye out, since I'm the one who's last going to be out of sight, I do kind of watch because I'm curious if anything changes after we leave.
Just that a man that's buried up to his neck in dirt in the middle of the road is kind of like accepting his death and his soon-to-be demise. He slumps as best he can. I mean, it's just from the neck up that can move. Other than that, nothing changes. Nobody comes running out because it was an ambush to dig up their friend or anything. He's still there in the ground as you roll out of sight.
Okay.
So, as the caravan continues on the next encounter, I'm going to, for once, not shouting. Hey, Lou?
What?
Seriously, where are you from?
Why do you ask?
Because I've asked before, and you dodged the subject.
I mean, I'm. Well, I mean, you've done the same thing. I asked about you were from, and you mentioned it wasn't important.
Well, I mean, it's not important. It's
Oh, really? See, what I don't understand is, always mentioned you were in a tribe, you know, off in the wilderness. But then mentioned that you were in Waterdeep, where we're going. That's what I don't understand.
well, I mean, don't let my devilish good looks confuse you. I'm actually quite old.
Yes.
And whereas I spent much of my youth with my tribe, I've spent the back half of my life as a wanderer, an adventurer, and I've been to Waterdeep and everywhere along the coast many times.
Well, being a merchant and I've been around a few times and I've seen you in Waterdeep. I thought about it over and over and wondered what you ever do there. You stayed there for quite a while.
Well, I never stayed in town long. I would pop into the portal and have a couple drinks. But it was the orphanage. Is that where I know you from?
What?
Yes, I'm sure of it. You were at the Starry Cradles, were you not?
He kind of keeps quiet.
It's okay. There's no need to be ashamed. The sisters there were very kind. And were you well provided for?
Yes.
Good. Good. That's all I wanted to know. And then he just shuts up and quits bothering you.
So, where are the cult wagons in relation to the rest of us in the normal order of the caravan?
They're all four of them are now up near the front, but they're kind of like keeping themselves as segregated as they can, but still staying with the caravan, but still trying to keep separate from everybody else. Whenever you guys set up for the night, they kind of set up just a little bit off of where you guys are.
Have we seen in and around the caravans? Them, around the cultist group?
You've seen 3 or 4 around each wagon, but you know that there's more than that because every once in a while they'll change out, and some of them that are outside will go into one of the wagons, and someone different comes out. So you have no idea how many are actually there because they're constantly switching and rotating the people in and out. Basically, they're keeping a fresh body out for guard duty at all times.
Are we camping or we're still traveling, right?
Right now, yes, we are still traveling. Looks like we're on day 6 of the travel. Lou, you can get rid of your exhaustion. The nightmares you had from the one night did not carry over more than 2 days, and you are fine from the effects.
So are all of, if Rano and Lou are slightly forward of the middle, does that mean they're essentially right behind the cultists?
There's 1 or 2 wagons between where Rano and Lou are, between them and the cultists. But out of your party, they are the closest to where the cultists are.
And so, do they have the family wagons fairly close together? So, like, is Roland's wagon near mine?
Yeah, all the wagons are rolling pretty close together. It's just anyone were to look at it from outside, they would see there's 4 wagons that aren't quite in the group, but they're part of the group, but not quite. All the rest look like they're all traveling in one group. You can see everyone else from where you're sitting on your wagon or walking alongside your wagon. You can either directly see them or you can see the wagon that they are covering. And just like if Ronald or Lou were to look backwards at, they would see where your guys' wagons were, and you guys can all see each other. It's not like extremely loud. It's the normal caravan noise, the creaking, the hoof. But I mean, you guys can talk, you'd have to yell, but that's Ronald's default setting anyways.
So Osifa makes a normal practice of it as she's doing things like fetching water or firewood or anything like that. Um, walking past other wagons and chatting with people, just as much random other people as with her party.
Yeah, Crow's regular habit will be kind of up on the top of his wagon um, every now and again, just looking out for either maybe some interesting game to hunt or potential ambushes, things like that. But also kind of keeping an eye towards the cultists as well, just to just keep tabs on what they're doing.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to try and braid Lou's hair, like he requested before we left.
I never requested
I
that.
I distinctly remember there being plans to braid your hair.
No, there wasn't.
Are you certain?
Also,
Well, there
I don't
was,
think
but it was
I don't
Rano's.
think I don't think you can braid my hair. It's very
Why not?
nope. We're not doing that.
I I can show you some of the tribal
Nope.
styles
Nope.
that we had back in the mist. Are you sure? Fine.
You can braid Isfa's hair. She would love that. Or maybe Crow's. You can do Crow's too.
But why would I braid their hair?
Because they would love it.
But okay.
So one of the evenings when we've got some downtime, Osifa's gonna go up to Roland. So what do you think about this? I don't know that we're getting anything from those guys, from the cult guys.
They seem to be well guarded. We need to find a way to insert and potentially check in on what they're carrying.
Do we have a way of tracking? I've noticed that there's frequently different people out. Do we have any way of tracking, like identifiable marks or descriptions or something that we can figure out how many of them there are? They sure take a lot of water in there, so there's quite a few.
I mean, there isn't really many tricks that I know of that could help us keep track outside of potentially scratching one of their uh, cloaks or something with a knife very quickly to maybe see how often that person switches out.
That might be an idea.
In order for me to get close, I would need somebody to distract the guards long enough for me to go by quickly.
Well, maybe we start just by seeing how much we can observe of differences, without that. See if we can get an estimate, maybe based on how much food they take in, because as the weather gets warmer, they're not can't spend all their time inside when they're not on guard duty, I wouldn't think. Oh, hey, Rano, come sit down and join us.
No, it's fine. Run alone tonight.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Rano. It's it's fine. I'm just gonna be over here.
Cool.
Hey,
This would not be a
no.
very good companion.
No, maybe try to be try to be entertaining and good friend, and Lou's very mean.
Well, maybe you're trying too hard.
He's just muttering to himself.
So, what do you think about our friends over there in the standoffish party?
What is it you're trying to do?
Well, for starters, aren't you curious about how many of them there are?
I mean, yes and no. Rano doesn't care how many there are. If it came to combat, I'm sure we would be victorious.
Right, but we would have strategic advantage knowing the numbers.
Well, then why don't one of us do some reconnaissance? You are quite adept at making your presence hidden, right?
Yes, that I am.
You are?
I can hide when I need to.
Or if you wouldn't want to risk yourself in that manner, I could change my shape. Maybe oh, I could take the form of one of the horses, and then we can swap me for one of theirs. No, that's too convoluted. I could become a mouse and infiltrate their cart.
They might try to eat you. What about a spider?
Yes, I could do this as well.
I think a mouse would be better than a spider, but I don't know. It sounds like a good idea.
I know big words.
Can I hear the conversation? I assume Frano heard it.
He said a bunch that we could all hear the conversation. We're
gonna
within
walk
earshot of
over.
each other.
Yeah, Crow's gonna join in the conversation as well.
Keep in mind, you guys are in earshot of each other, and you are within earshot of other people in the convoy.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have this conversation out in the open.
So, do you guys sleep well?
Yeah, reasonably for being on rocky ground. How about you?
Yeah. No, caravan's a little cramped or so, but
Crow kind of lets his mask slip a little bit and sort of says, "Oh, of course, wonderful dreams of great heroism and the hero winning the day."
if you wanna get some on the cultists, I could have.
I can't understand the boy. He's mumbling.
If we want to go in and get something from the cultists, I could just send Shaitan to do it.
Yeah, I think so. And where Rano here was talking about doing it, maybe both.
What's back?
Well, I'm going to.
What is it you're looking to find out from them?
Just anything.
Isifa wants a head
Yeah.
count.
Aren't you curious
No.
about our standoffish friends over there? They're
Well, I
always
mean,
staying apart.
yeah, Crow's voice is quite lowered. Well, I mean, of course we know that they're cultists, so we know who they are.
How about this? Rano, you go find a head count. I'll go inside the caravan, see what's in.
Yes, but okay, fine. And I guess I will wild shape into that of a spider.
And as you do that, the rest of you can see that over at where the cultists are, they've just switched out brand new guards. One of them with extremely high dex stomps on a mouse that was running by the wheel just as the mouse barely made it out. You know they are on high alert for anything coming near the wagon.
I mean, if you want to know how many there are, I can get us a head count.
Well,
Yeah?
I mean, this could still work, but it will be a little tricky.
Yeah, we don't want anything to happen to either Shay or Rano.
Shay will be fine. He'll.
Oh no.
Well, or maybe we wait. Maybe we pay attention to how often they change the shifts and do it right before the end of a shift when they're not quite as alert.
I can just go find out.
Okay.
I mean, is that all you want to know? How many of them there are?
Well, for a starting point, I mean, I think that would help us learn other information if we knew that. Don't you think? I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to know how many there are, I can do that. I mean, is there anything else you want to know while I'm there?
Anything interesting you observe? Sure.
Okay. He'll look over at Roland. You fancy joining me?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. We'll just need to give it a short while first, and Crow will begin by spending 2 key points to cast Dark Vision on himself, which will last for 8 hours. I'm assuming it's dark at this point because we've stopped traveling. Is that right? We're
Yes.
going up for camp. So he'll do that. And then he will wait. He will wait for an hour to get his key points back.
After the first hour, you notice that maybe half of the guards change. The other half stay out there.
Okay, that's fine. After that first one, he's going to go ahead and use, again, 2 key points to cast Pass Without Trace on both himself and Roland. What Pass Without Trace does, in fact, I can just link the spell.
All right.
Okay,
I need stealth check.
cool.
Wait, you're only choosing Roland?
Well, there's only me and him going. I thought you didn't want to come because you didn't want to get squished. I mean, if you're coming,
He's
as well,
in
I
your-
can get you too.
I'm in your
He's
pocket.
in your pocket.
Oh, in that case, you'll have it on you as well.
And while they're doing that, Asif is also going back and carrying on with normal chores and chatting with some of the other guards.
So that's a 36 for me.
25 for me.
And 17 for a spider. All right, you guys approach. As you're getting close, they don't see you, obviously. They change guards again, only this time it's random. It's not the half that were out there before. It's like 2 of the old guards, 2 of the new ones. It's like they randomly pick which ones switch. It's not consistent.
That's fine. When you
As
get
you-
there, like as they're switching, Crow's just going to be looking inside the caravan and stuff to try and get a head count.
As you look in the wagon, you can see there's 2 or 3 inside, but it looks like they've got a curtain drawing separating the outer third. So there's the center part of the wagon that is behind another veil that doesn't get opened. So inside you can see like 3 more, not counting the ones that are outside.
Okay. Crow's just going to kind of sneak around and look through other parts of the caravan, slats in the wood, things like that. Get a head count of a lot of them.
As you search the wagon, it is solid. You can't find any cracks to peek through in the wagon itself. It looks like it just came out of being built. It's that good a shape.
All right. Crow's just going to go ahead and let the spider run along his arm and just gently place it on the wagon.
Good. The spider's going to creep inside and try to get a peek behind the curtain.
As far as you can tell, the curtain is completely secure, top to bottom, left to right. No openings, nothing to tie. It looks like it was almost built to hide whatever's behind.
Okay.
And what else would you guys like to do?
It's a tiny spider. Like it's.
Is there a cargo like?
I could squeeze
tightly?
through any crack or crevice, but I mean, I
As
guess
far as you can tell from peeking in, their cargo is secured behind that second curtain inside the wagon. But you cannot find any openings to look behind there to see what it is.
Is there any like latches or anything that I could potentially untie to possibly like mess with their stuff?
Not that you can see. It looks like it was almost built solid. Not assembled later, but built solid. It almost looks like the top of the wagon is all one piece with that wall you see between you and the center.
Okay. All right. With that, I guess Roland's going to signal to Crow to potentially head back and meet back up with the.
Yeah, well, Crow would have left where he left the spider, and when the spider gets back and crawls back into his pocket, Crow is going to also pull back. And head back to the rest of the party.
Meanwhile, Asif is chatting with someone from another cart, and we're chatting about a possible mouse infestation they think they've seen.
And while you're discussing that mouse infestation with one of the other members of the caravan, one comes up to you and he starts telling you how much he admires your sword, how the scimitar has such eloquent work on it.
How are the
and
kids louder
he's
than...
interested in buying it at some point if you're willing to sell it. Granted, he's offering you 5 gold for it.
I don't know. This sword's my livelihood.
He keeps telling you that 5 gold is more than generous for what the sword is worth, but it's still a beautiful sword.
I mean, this is a very exquisite sword. I mean, be much more than mere 5.
Yeah, so what are we really talking about here?
Okay. With your insight roll, you can see he's serious that he wants to offer you 5 gold for your sword. He wants to buy your scimitar with such beautiful workmanship for 5 gold.
No, thank you. I make my livelihood from this, so nice offer, but no.
Has Roland and Crow gotten back to hear this conversation?
Yeah, you guys are coming back just at the tail end of it.
Yep, Crow just kind of turn up and be like, hey, what's going on? You looking to buy a sword, eh?
I want to buy her scimitar. It's the beautiful craftsmanship of it.
It is a beautiful sword. How much are you offering for it?
Well, I gave her a very generous offer of 5 gold for it.
Crow laughs his ass off. You must be kidding. Wait, you're not a merchant, are you?
I'm a collector and a merchant, yes.
I think you need to find yourself a new business. You clearly have no idea what that thing's worth. Go on, off with you. And he'll just kind of shoo the man away.
As he's leaving, he tells you that it is a beautiful sword and 5 gold is more than generous as he's being shooed away by Crow.
As he's leaving, Crow's just like, shut your mouth. Go away.
I kind of whisper aside, he probably does know what it's worth. He's just a grifter or something.
Yeah, he definitely knows that it's worth more than that, and he's just trying to make money. Obviously, I mean, I do it all the time.
And Asupa, scowls at Crow and sort of looks like she's trying to edge away, like, thanks, but I didn't need you to do this, and who are you as a stranger to be barging into my conversation, and sort of edging her way, but in the opposite direction from the guy who was shooed away went.
Crow
with a whisper.
He likely knew that it was a well-crafted sword, but it was unlikely that he knew it was magical. After all, it's unlikely that he saw it have any use.
Yeah, but guys, you wouldn't know either. Remember, we're not a group here.
I'm a trained adventurer and hunter, and I know quality when I see it, beyond what is immediately visible. And he'll just kind of pat his nose and give a wink.
Roland's going to mention is like, something as a sword as fine as craftsmanship as that, you may want to keep an eye on it at night. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah, I was going to mention I've been around those types.
I thought the man was quite trustworthy.
You also think I'm trustworthy?
Are you not?
No, I am. Just a joke.
I think you would know better than to cross us, your friends, as I kind of put him in like a not so friendly headlock and smile at him.
Yes. reminds me of someone. Anyways, you guys find anything?
Well, just that they're in the wagon, and it seems like they're expecting to be followed and spied upon. So they've got like a curtain partway through the inside of their caravan to stop anybody seeing even further inside. But it must be airtight or something. There's no
Yes.
gaps. There's no
Sealed,
slats in the wood.
completely closed. I was
Right.
so very small. And, spiders can usually squeeze through even the smallest of gaps. But it was completely impenetrable.
Well, that means either they're just really paranoid, or they know we're here, so we need to lay really low.
They're probably paranoid. I mean, it's possible that they might not know that we're here, but it seems like they're expected to be followed and spied upon. It seems like that's what they're expecting.
Yeah,
Are you
and that
building
means
a
within that
house?
caravan's even greater.
Sorry, say that again.
Are you building a house?
The background
Nope,
noise.
it's just 1:45, and my girlfriend decided she wants to wash some dishes.
Well, anyways, we should probably, just be more cautious. Well, see you guys later. And I'm heading back to my caravan.
I mean, we already know what they're carrying, and we know they're going to Waterdeep. We just need to find out where they're going after that.
Do we know they're going to Waterdeep? We know they're going toward Waterdeep.
That's what we were told by Anthar. Actually, it's more accurately, they're heading in that direction, and we're supposed to be following them to figure out where they're going. Like, I thought that was the plan. Just to follow them, see where they go.
It is.
Yeah, figured so. I mean, this caravan's headed to Waterdeep, so I'm assuming that they're going to Waterdeep. But it'd be a good idea to find out what they do after, where they take whatever it is they're carrying, well, the goods that they're carrying, and what they do with.
So what are you guys gonna do now?
Go to sleep.
You tried spying on the caravan.
Yep, bed down for the night.
Lou,
What?
I'm asking what you guys are doing.
Oh, I thought that was someone else saying. I'm just gonna. Hey, Rano.
Yes.
No, I was a little unfriendly earlier. You want to play game of cards?
What?
Cards, like, you. What do you mean, what?
I'm not sure how to respond.
Do you know what cards are?
I mean, I've seen them played in the human taverns and inns, but it's not something that I've ever learned myself.
Well, it's simple. Let's play a game.
Sure.
I'll use my deck, which is Mark.
Huh.
Okay, Lou, what did you just say?
He has a deck of marked cards. He's planning on cheating me.
Okay, so basically you've rolled 3 nat 1s in a row, and now you're telling the person you want to play cards with that your deck is marked.
No, I was
He
letting
was
you
telling
know.
you, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess as you're teaching me the rules and trying to set the deck, what would it be? Sleight of hand versus my passive, or
I mean, all our decks just have little symbols on the back that tell you what the cards are.
yeah, but
I guess.
I can still notice you trying to cheat.
Okay, yeah, sleight of hand versus your passive. I'll go with that.
Yeah, it would be passive because I
Yes,
wouldn't be
that would
looking
be the
for
passive. Yep, because you ain't looking for it, so it's passive. So a sleight of hand roll. Yeah, you pull off whatever trick it is you're trying to do with that deck.
it.
He does not see it.
How do I keep losing?
It's just the game's luck based, man. I mean, you just gotta know when to.
Ah, this is a foolish and frivolous construct. I will tell you what, though. I have humored you in this game of yours. One day, you must allow me to show you a game of my tribe.
Okay, let's do it right now. I got nothing better.
Well, I'm afraid right now would not be the appropriate time. We have to stay with the caravan.
Okay.
But game in my home, we would refer to game as that which we hunt. And with the great horned god at our back, it would be a great and glorious endeavor, roaming through the forests and trying to find the biggest and most sufficient kill that would sustain our tribe with its meat and fur. Yes, you and I, son, we will have so much fun.
You just call my son.
I mean, Lou, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should probably head back to your caravan.
I will do that. And you see, he hastily gets his stuff and leaves.
And Lou, technically, you do realize you're all in the same caravan. There is no heading to your caravan. You're already in
Your
it.
cart, maybe, or your
Or wagon.
your wagon.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
He
That's
said it
your
earlier, and I
cart.
was gonna say something, but then I decided I didn't want to be a jerk.
It's the third time I've heard him refer to it as go to the caravan. It's like you're in your caravan.
Yeah, just go back to your cart.
So Azafa would go up to the owner driver of her wagon. You know, I would be more effective keeping watch here for you if I was watching more at night and possibly sleeping in the wagon during the day.
The hell is this?
He thinks about it, and he says that so far everything we've encountered has been during the day. I would need you awake during the day, not sleeping the day away.
Yeah, but except for that one group, there's plenty of people around during the day to keep watch for things. That
Yes,
one group
and-
seems to be covered at night too, but
Yes, and you were hired to take care of me, and you can't do that if you're sleeping during the day.
okay. She shrugs and heads back to I assume she normally sleeps on a bedroll under the wagon.
Correct. Right. Crow,
Yeah,
and what are you doing?
I already said I'm heading back to the caravan, back to my wagon to bed down for the night.
I take it Roland and Finrond are doing the same.
Yep.
Alright, and the night passes seemingly without incident. A new set of guards over by the cultists. You can't tell which ones you guys saw from yesterday, and which ones are new, which ones are old.
I'm just gonna be quietly escorting the caravan, avoiding Lou.
I'm gonna meet up with some of the other party who's up now.
And with the caravan moving, as you head off to talk to the other members, the person who hired you at your wagon says, make sure you are here in case anything happens.
I know, I'm just checking around, surveying the area. But I'll come back. And with that, I'll just head back to my cart.
If we head through a wooded area, I'll gather wood to pile in the back of our cart. Or I assume there's a wood box on the back.
Yeah.
I assume there's a wood box on the back, yeah.
For what?
Yeah, it doesn't really have room with all his goods to store extra above what the wood box would normally carry.
Yep. The wood box, and keep, as we pass sources of water, keep the water filled. Use the time to scout around the caravan as I do.
As you're watching, you notice that one of the other drivers for a wagon that none of you guys are on, but you notice that his horses are kind of like beat up. He allows the collars and all that to chafe sores into the sides of them. He barely feeds them. I mean, he feeds them just enough to keep them going. I mean, he whips them when they're pulling too slow for his taste. And during the day, you notice that one of his horses does start to falter to the point where you think it's going to collapse on him.
So I want to edge up reasonably close, and if it looks like he's going to lash out at it, I want to grab his whip hand.
What?
He sees you stand there and asks you what you want.
Waiting for that horse of yours to fall over. Won't be long the way you treat it.
And what concern if it is yours? They're my horses. I will treat them the way I want.
Yeah, see that.
I'm in earshot, right?
Yes, you are.
So after hearing that, Rano will start to walk up. Typical. The human thinks that his needs are greater than that of the beast or the land.
I'll tell you, if your horse falls and your wagon goes slower, the wagon I'm with is behind you and you'll be in my way.
What's your point?
Treat it a little better and it'll stay keeping up, and I won't be delayed. Doesn't hurt you to do that. And she
As
glares
you-
at. Go ahead.
As you say that, you can tell that one of his horses is going to collapse before the end of this day.
So I glare at him until I feel like he's gotten the point that I'm watching him, and then I continue on my way.
You barely make it back to your own wagon when, sure enough, one of his horses does collapse. And out comes the whip.
Damn. She debates with herself for a little bit, turns around and heads back.
Oh no, this cannot go well. With
So what does Asif see as she comes up?
You basically see him with two horses on his wagon, but one of them is collapsed and not getting back up. And he's sitting there whipping it, trying to get it to move.
Crow's going to look over at the employer on his wagon and say, is he a friend of yours?
Your employer looks at you and says, no, he is not.
Excellent. Crow jumps off the wagon and begins walking towards them.
Ron was also walking over towards them. I'm going to watch from a distance.
Without saying a word, Rano's just going to reach up to the man on the driver's seat of the wagon, and I'm gonna grab him and try to pull him off of the wagon and down onto the ground.
Catching up, Crow is going to try and take the whip out of his hand while he's still on the floor.
And Asif is going to try and unharness the horse from the cart.
Let me make sure I have this correct. The horse, this noble creature, didn't behave in a way that you liked, so you hit it, correct? So I'm gonna pull out my weapon. I see the initiative roll. So I pull out my weapon, the axe on my back, and I pull it up. So what if I began to hit you until you behaved in the way that I found pleasant? Do you want me to roll initiative?
And upon you saying that, he just basically looks at his wagon and says, get him, and I will need initiatives. Everyone within range of this.
Yes!
I am not getting involved. Just making that clear.
Hello, wife.
That's a real sucky roll right there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And as you guys can see, a knight emerges from the front of his wagon, and another person emerges from the back side of the wagon.
That is in.
Is that the wagon that whose driver we have?
Yes, it is.
I just realized I rolled
And
from the wrong page. It's okay.
we all did.
Alright, I got a lot of multiples on the turn order.
Because you gotta delete the one from them on the other page. Oh, it would just be better just to like reset.
Alright. Safa, you are first.
Oh,
What would you like
need
to do?
You need to add me to the tracker again.
What was your roll?
I see you on the tracker right after Rano and before.
Okay, I don't see me on the tracker, that's all.
I do have everybody on the right page,
Yeah,
correct?
you took the wrong ones. Like that fin run and that roll in, those are from the front page. The roll on is right. Fin run is not. That's not the right crow. If you highlight over them in the tracker, you'll see a yellow square over the token. What'd you have? 18 crow?
No, I had a 7.
I'm sorry, I should have moved everybody to this page before I had you guys roll initiatives. That one's on me.
And Lou's not in the tracker at all?
Yeah, I'm not getting involved.
All right.
Yep, he said he wasn't getting involved, so he's a spectator in the distance.
Okay, so I'm working on unhitching the horse and seeing if I can manage to get it up and out of the way, or if not, I guess I'm going to defend it.
It'll take 3 rounds to disconnect the horse from its harness.
Okay, I shall track. So this is round 1 of 3.
What? What? We're being attacked.
And that's the end of my turn.
Alright, now it's the mage's turn. Seeing Crow take the whip from his master's hand, he's going to unleash a firebolt at you.
Yep.
Finrond, it is your turn.
Okay, so it's just these 2 knights and the mage that is attacking us?
It is the 3 people, yes.
Okay, 3 guesses what I'm gonna do. Okay, since he's caught a little flat-footed, he just kind
Let's
of
interrupt you.
makes up a...
Read the first
All right.
line.
To do that, that will take you 10 rounds to complete that performance during combat.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna throw a fireball at one of them. Hold on. There, at the mage.
The mage has cover because he's behind the wagon on the other side.
That's okay.
How much cover?
At least half.
Half is +2. 3/4 is 5.
Alright, so with half cover, that would still hit him. Roland, it is your turn.
All right, roll one is going to move forward, and from here, realizing that the mage would be a larger threat, he's going to shoot a Eldritch Blast at it. No, I'm not.
And that misses.
No.
Keep forgetting to hold shift when I double click to open your sheet. Alright, since you are trying to pull him off the wagon, Rano, he's going to attack you.
Miss.
Okay, Rano, it is your turn.
I am gonna hit him. Guessing it's miss.
Yes, that misses him.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
There's the wagon that day. Angry Crow, it is your turn.
Okay, Crow's gonna look over at Rano and say, "You got the big guy?"
Good nod.
All right, Crow is just gonna move away.
Yes, you can. It's not Adventure League.
Over to here.
Okay.
And then Crow is going to spend 2 key points, and he's going to cast Silence using his Shadow Arts.
Yes. You want to put down the template for the sphere?
Yeah, I'll do that now. And that's his turn.
Alright, it is now the knight's turn. And seeing his boss getting attacked, he is going to rush at Rano. And he's going to attack you twice.
Misses both.
Ossifa.
I'm still unhitching the horse.
Yep. Alright, it is the mage's turn. He is going to attack at Crow.
That'll miss.
What's going on?
I was trying to click on him, but I didn't realize I had the wrong... I was on the wrong layer. And he is going to move to there.
Alright, as he's moving, Crow's going to attack him. But I'm going to try and replace the damage for the attack with a grapple. Can I do that?
Attack of opportunities are with your weapon.
Well, I can do it unarmed as well.
Or an unarmed, yes, but not the grapple. Grapple requires an action.
Okay.
Yeah, he's,
wow.
he's right.
Well, there that goes.
It's part of the attack action.
Finron.
Okay. Well, I am going to launch another firebolt at the mage.
And that hits.
And that'll be it.
Roland?
All right, Roland is going to get to here, and while he's here, he will conjure a weapon into his hand with his pack to create a great sword. And that's his turn.
Yeah, great sword. That's what I heard.
The noble is going to move around over to there. And is going to attack Roland.
Alright, stuff is getting serious now. We'll drop the axe and pull out my stave. And then we are going to do a thing. Action for the turn. We are going to... Where the frick? Yeah, we're gonna frostbite the noble. And then bonus action. Bonus action, I am going to flaming spear. Sphere. Again, the noble. Let me cast it.
And with that, the noble drops.
Huh. Good.
All right. So when this guy dies, what do the other two do?
They still have weapons up, and they do not look happy that you just killed their boss.
Okay. Crow is going to move up
Oh no.
over to here. He is going to grapple the mage.
That's his strength to contest it, right?
Athletics or acrobatics, yeah.
So the mage would get the NPC wouldn't have athletics, acrobatics. It's just strength of dex for you.
All right.
I know, but some actually have skills that
Yeah,
fall
but
under there.
that's a
I was
mage.
just checking if he did, but
The mage wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right.
all right.
So
He's grappled.
yep. Crow is then going to move back 10, pulling the mage with him. And then since he used, because it is an attack action to grapple somebody, he's going to use a bonus action to make an unarmed strike against the mage.
That somehow misses.
Yes, it does. That's fine.
And is that your turn?
That will end his turn.
Seeing that you killed his boss, Ronald, the knight is going to go after you.
Ooh, thank God. Oh, God! No, this-
Oh, that was a roller coaster.
All right.
All right. Asifa?
Okay, so I'm finishing unhitching the horse. Next round, I'll figure out whether it can move or not.
Yeah, I know. Mm. Well, yeah, he has to declare he's
And
going
what
to
else
use
are you
the
going to
die
do this round?
before he rolls.
I finish
So-
unhitching the horse.
Anything else? Movement? Anything like that?
Only if the horse can move with me, if it can manage to get up and move with me.
What?
You can tell it's still alive, but it's not moving right.
Okay, so I'm going to begin sort of looking around for how am I going to move this horse.
All right. Is that your turn then?
Hey, wait a minute. The knight ended his turn next to the bonfire, next to the flame. If you end your turn, you have to take damage.
Is it a dex save for that or straight damage?
It's a dex save again. Yeah, okay, he doesn't take anything. Or wait, no, he takes half of what was it? A whopping 7.
Yep, he takes 3.
Yeah. Womp womp.
And now it's the mage's turn. Since he's grappled, means his movement speed is 0 and in the silence, so he can't cast any of his spells, but he can still attack. So Crow, he's going to attack you, and oh look, he has a nat 20.
Rip.
Okay.
Roll the extra d4.
Oh, with those rolls, that's good. How much is it?
D4. Okay.
Do they all have verbal commands?
Finneron?
All
Does
right.
silence stop verbal commands?
I just going to cast another firebolt at the mage.
I think they're just assuming it's like, I don't know.
Okay, I'm good.
I don't know. I'm dumb. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Roland.
All right, Roland's going to come right around Rano, Salad getting up right next to the knight, and bring down his sword.
And that missed.
And
There's been no spell cast with the cantrips. I don't think you would. What's he gonna do? Counter the firebolt? No, I guess he could have countered the flame sphere, but I hurt myself and lost it, so it doesn't even matter.
Sorry, I'm sitting here moving stuff around so I can actually see the map clearly. Alright, other than the move and the attack, is there...
that's it.
Shit.
Ronald?
I will attack. Bonus action Shillelagh, and then action to try and bop him.
And that hits.
I'm done.
Crow, it is your turn.
All right. So, still keeping this guy grappled. Crow's just going to try and sort of punch him in the face. He's going to try and knock the guy out, basically. He's not trying to kill anybody.
Okay, that hit.
Okay, he is going to use a key point and attack him 2 more times with unarmed strikes.
Okay, that hit.
He's still up. Okay, third attack.
And you had declared non-lethal. He's out cold.
Okay. After that, Crow is going to move over to there, and that'll end his turn.
Alright, it is the knight's turn. And he's going to keep attacking Ronald.
To miss.
Ossifo, what are you going to do with the horse?
Okay, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up and reach for the halter of the other horse and sort of looking at where folks are in relation to the wagon, try and lead that horse to sort of pull the wagon a little bit around the other horse, slightly away from it.
Okay, how far are you going to try to lead the horse?
Well, I don't want to run over Roland. So more of a turning it to sort of get the one horse away and giving the down horse a little more space. So maybe 10 feet.
With the mage unconscious on one side and Roland standing on the other, you cannot avoid them both. The wagon will hit one or the other.
Okay, well, moving slowly, so doing as minimal damage as possible, I'll hit the mage. And I marked the place the horse was previously.
The mage is already unconscious.
Well, I know, but there's a difference. There could be a difference between sort of gently rolling over him and bashing over him.
What?
With a wagon.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so you're going to gently nudge him with a fully loaded wagon being pulled by one horse instead of 2. Okay,
Yeah, we're not
the wagon
going far.
moves. The mage is now dead.
Okay, end of turn.
Finron?
Okay, just another firebolt at the last man standing. Crap.
And your firebolt harmlessly bounces off the side of the wagon. Rolling.
Hack and slash.
And you missed.
That's it.
Ronald.
Hit him with the shillelagh.
Ow, that hit.
That's it. I'm done.
Crow.
Okay, Crow's going to move up, and he's going to attempt to strike to disarm the knight. So he's going to try and hit him.
That misses.
That'll miss. All right, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's just going to back up again. That'll end his turn.
Alright, it is now the knight's turn. Ronald, he's been sort of attacking you because you killed his boss, so he's going to try again.
2 misses.
Asufa?
Okay, so I'm gonna look up at the whoever's right around the wagon in front of us, and if I see one of the, just any sort of caravaner, I'm gonna point him and say, "You, help me move this horse, the down horse," and I'm moving back to the down horse.
The guy he pointed at doesn't move. They're too busy enjoying the show, kind of like Lou down there. Finneron, your turn.
All right. So we're still fighting with the last night guy?
It would appear so, yes.
All right, one more firebolt.
And again, your bolt off the side of the wagon.
All right.
All right, I'm going to be using my bonus action to curse this knight. And then I'm going to slash at it with the sword.
Okay, what exactly?
It just gives me bonus damage to...
Okay, bonus damage. So you have to hit him first. All right. You missed.
Right. That's it.
Ronald?
Oh my god.
Wow.
For another whopping 10 damage. After that, I'm gonna be done.
Crow.
All right, Crow's going to move behind the wagon and use his action to hide.
Okay, you are hidden.
That's his turn.
All right, he's gonna try it again.
Hey, he got me.
Asufa, your turn.
I'm gonna try and move the cart again.
Is Lou within visual distance? Can I see him?
The rest of the caravan is within visual distance. Even the
Okay,
cultists
so-
are paying attention to you guys.
So I point at him and I go, "You, help me move this horse."
I do not help her with
Luke?
horse.
Finron, you
That guy's still alive. There's something wrong with that.
Hey, you hit him.
At least I hit him.
Cooldown 250.
Anything
yes,
else?
I think it is.
Okay, Roland, it is your turn.
240.
Let's see if I hit him this time.
I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
That's it.
Oh, that's a shame.
3,000 seconds, whatever that is.
Ronald?
3 for 3. No.
You missed.
Very frustrated. Very, very frustrated. We're gonna Flaming Sphere. Again. I want this guy gone. Out of my face. Ha!
Yep, that is enough to do it. And the knight drops dead as...
Good. After he dies, I'm gonna direct a Flaming Sphere right into that stupid thing that she's been trying to move the whole fight. Just set the cart in front of us on fire.
And the noble's wagon is now ablaze.
Well, that's not in the way or anything.
Crow's just gonna. I mean, he's in stealth right now. He's just gonna sneak back to his wagon and just kind of pop up. Say, "Oh, that got a bit crazy."
Just gonna turn around. Why not just move around it?
So, is there any kind of a caravan? Anyone in overall charge?
No. It's a caravan. It's just a group of merchants moving up the road.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
basically it's a bunch of small groups working together to travel. Basically the whole safety with numbers theory.
okay. So I'll unhitch the other horse. Well, first I'll use the other horse to move. Well, the wagon's on fire. I'm not moving it any further. That'll make things worse. Okay. I'll just unhitch the other horse, let it free, and go back to our wagon. Shrug and say, I guess go around it.
Then I'm gonna go back and looking at kind of standing off to the side, and as I do, because since we're in eye shot of everybody, I'm gonna look at Lou, then I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna look at Isfa. We must all work together. Remember, the canopy as a whole protects the forest from famine and disease. If there is one gap in the canopy, we are all doomed to fail. Next
And
time,
as you say
your
that-
assistance would be useful.
And to punctuate your speech, as you say fail, a cask of alcohol or something in the noble's cart explodes.
Makes no sound though, because it's in the area of silence.
It's still, it's dramatic. It's this big flash of light. Whoosh! And we'll walk back to my wagon, munching on some good berries.
Alright, I think I gotta reload because all my maps are now blank pages.
That's 5, 6.
Well, I can actually continue, I guess. Till I need a map.
So I have 4 berries
Alright,
remaining.
and as you guys travel... And yes, for the record, none of these events are going the way I thought they would. You guys make it to the next stop. Uneventful. And it's a good place for you guys to stop for the night.
No! My net 20s! I have 2 of them! Alright, well, thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If you did, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, make sure you go under the stream. There's a bunch of useful links down below. Join us in Discord. It's where I hang out through the week. That's where you can get involved in a game, learn to play yourself. Check out the schedule so you can see all the days in which we play on this channel. Next, we will be back tomorrow morning at noon for Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Should be good. And once again, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time.